I know. I'm still slow. No, I was just doing what they told me to do. As the game went on, they started dropping more and more guys in the secondary, so it was hard to get a ball into somebody, especially down the field. So Coach Brown just kept saying, if you got a lane, go make 10 with your feet. So that's what I did a couple times. So it worked. We moved the chains, and I felt like offensively we executed pretty well.
Coach said before the game that you just said earlier that you and Vince now are the only ones to ever throw for 200 and run for 100 in the same game. What does that mean to you that you're the only two quarterbacks in Texas history that
Well, that's crazy. Vince is the best that ever played here, and it was pretty cool to have him at the game when I did something like that. And I didn't realize it at the time. Coach Brown told me that this morning too, so it's pretty neat. But I mean, offensive line gave me a lot of time. The receivers played great. I think we had like 2 drop balls. That's it. We completed a lot of passes, and if we can continue to do that, continue to get better, we have a chance to be pretty good.
Colt, obviously, you talk about the running situation. You seem comfortable with both roles now. Obviously, you get passing and running. Was there a moment for you that it became comfortable that you, like you're talking about, where Coach Brown is saying to you, know the situation, know when to run? Is there a time you remember where that light kind of came on and said, okay, this is where I feel the most comfortable?
Yeah, I think I might have ran a couple times too much because I was really tired after the game. But I did feel comfortable. A couple times I ran play action. Didn't get the linebackers to react. They dropped deep. And, we go over that in practice all the time. If I don't get a reaction out of them, go ahead and run and make 8 or 10, and sometimes I might have made 12. So there is a balance. Obviously, I like to stay in the pocket. The line gave me a lot of time. But when you can go through your progressions, go through your reads, and they're dropping guys back and nobody's there, it's good to just go make a few with your feet. And so I do feel comfortable with that. I think after this game, I think there'll be more pressure put on, maybe a little bit to stay in the pocket. So we're going to have to handle that. And UTEP does a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback. They kind of try to confuse you. They're always bringing 5 or 6 guys, so we have to handle that and just keep playing the game.
Last year, y'all came in, people expected you to be good, and your opener was just okay. How much better is it this year when people don't expect that much and you come out and play like that?
Well, it feels much better for us. We were really prepared this year. We were focused. We wanted to come out and play as best we could. We know in a first game there's going to be some bad plays. You're going to make mistakes. But if you just go out and play hard and compete and get after them a little bit, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the year. And I felt like we did that pretty well.
We know that in the film room and watched the game footage. Was there anybody in particular the whole team was really impressed with, one of the younger guys?
We did watch it as a team. We just watched highlights. A lot of guys went nuts when Blake came up and hit that guy in the secondary. For a freshman, that's a pretty big-time play in his first game. Jared had a big hit on the goal line on a little screen pass. It's fun. It's fun when you go out and you win a big game like that, your opener, then you can come back and watch highlights with everybody. So everybody gets excited, gets happy, and it's a fun time.
Last week, you said before a game you like to joke around and stuff. Now you got all day. Are you going to be joking around all day?
I know, that's the worst. I felt like it took 2 days in the hotel on Saturday because we didn't play till 6. Now we're going to play at 10 or whatever. So it's going to be a long day. There's going to be a lot of pranks played. I can't wait. Well, this last week I got a couple guys pretty good. They passed out Gatorade bottles and pregame meal. And I was done with eating, and everybody was still hanging around, so I just went and got my Gatorade bottle and unscrewed the lid and was like, hey, y'all want anything to drink? And got over everybody, so it was really funny. Should have got it on film. It would have been great.
Who doesn't take the jokes very well? Who's got that?
The offensive line doesn't take my jokes very good. They're like the focused guys. They just big and tough and mean all the time.
So they can let someone in and come get you.
I know. I can't play too many jokes on them.
Max said a year ago he didn't know who was going to show up from week to week. You guys really talked about going day to day this year. How different is that environment for this team?
I think it's really good for us to focus on, day to day, practice to practice, even rep to rep. And that goes from in the weight room to out on the practice field to in the film room. It's consistent, and it's like the wristband that he said, consistently good to be great. So Coach Brown puts a big emphasis on that. We've all put a big emphasis on practice and making ourselves the best we can be and focusing just on ourselves and what we can control. And when we do that, like we did all fall camp, we come out and play a great game. We just got to build off that every week.
When you look back on last year, do you realize that now, how different it was from?
Yeah, well, we have a different team this year. It's we're playing better together. I feel like offensively and defensively, we made each other so much better in the spring and in the fall. We saw so many different looks. We competed harder against each other, and when we're closer, we're friends with everybody, and we want to be the best. So I think just that by itself makes a huge difference.
Talk about going on the road in state. You know what this means. It would make their entire day.
Right. Yeah, we know what it is, and inside our locker room we always have our goals, and one of the goals is to beat every opponent we play in the state of Texas, and UTEP's one of those. It's a night game. It's on ESPN. It's going to be fun, and we're looking forward to it.
Cole, how tough was it for you to sit in the meeting last night and have Lamar, who, as Coach said, is just not a good kid. He's a great kid. Have to stand there and apologize to you guys.
Lamar's a great guy, and it's tough. He made a mistake. He's going to have to live with it, but that's not going to hold us back. We're a team. We're focused, and our focus right now is on UTEP and what we have to do to take care of business, and Coach Brown can handle that.
Colton, talking with Quan Cosby after the game on Saturday, I was talking about how you like to roll right by yourself a little time, extend the play. He said, "I love that play because that means everybody go deep." Talk to me about how
Tell him to catch it next time. I said, hit right in the hands.
he said he should have.
I know. I'm kidding.
That seems to be a specific talent of yours.
Well, it's like Coach Brown always tells me, stay in the pocket as long as you can. Last year, I kind of think we let that get out of hand. We moved around, kind of scrambled around. That's when we made a lot of bad plays. And one thing I've learned is when to take a shot and when not to. The time I threw it deep to Quan, it was 3rd and 2 on our 50. Going in, and I throw it deep, probably 50 yards. And, either he makes a great play or it's incomplete, and, we're going to punt it or whatever. So understanding down and distance, understanding what it takes, and I felt like we did a good job of extending the play when we needed to in the game. Yeah, Quan loves that. We do it. We even practice that in practice. And he's like, okay, if you go right, and if I'm on the left side, you want me to shake him and go left? Can you throw that ball all the way across the field, or do you want me to come right? So it's pretty much a big joke, but Quan does a good job of that, and it's a busted play and try to find a way. It's backyard football, find a way to get open. So.
What does Fozzie bring if he's able to play that adds a different dimension to the offense?
It's just one more chance to be explosive. Fozzie, every time he touches the ball, he's so shifty. He's a lot like Jamal in the hole, where he sees a lot of different things, a lot of different lanes that maybe not very many guys can squeeze through. And he doesn't go down very easy. So I'm excited about having Fozzie on the field. He can catch the ball in the flat. He does a lot of good things, and he's really smart. I think that's one of his biggest attributes is he doesn't make mistakes very much. So. It'll be interesting when he gets back on the field to see the plays that he can make.
Colt, there wasn't a lot of talk before game one about your leading receiver, but that's who he is now. Talk about Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine did a great job. Blaine and I worked really hard this summer because a lot of times in the Big 12 they play man-to-man outside and let the linebackers man up on the tight ends, and a lot of times the backers can get lazy guarding them. They may get confused whether it's a zone coverage or man-to-man. So anytime we can retrace them, he's always the drop-down guy. So he's working in the middle. Sometimes we'll send him on go routes and corner routes, but most of the time he's the check-down guy. And he was there last week. The offensive line gave me great protection to go through my reads and then drop it down to him. And he made some great plays. He made a great catch across the middle. He might go score if he doesn't fall. But like I said, he did a great job, and I think his blocking was good too. I think he had 6 or 7 knockdowns, so that's pretty impressive for a first start, especially at home. And he's going to do really good this year.
You excited about that in terms of the past, where there's been great tight ends here, and maybe not talking about that position, but
right.
That's on film for people to see.
Yeah, it is. He's a lot like David Thomas a couple years ago. They almost run the same. It feels like to me, because when I was a freshman, David was here. And in fact, Blaine and I sat down and watched some film from DT a couple years ago just to say, like, okay, here we go, because we run the same stuff, and it kind of gives him a feel for, how to get open, how to handle man-to-man with a linebacker, because a lot of times, that may be the best matchup on the field. So. Actually, this is the first week that they've done that since I've been here. I don't play defense, but I'd love to get the Hardhat Award. I guess I'd have to throw a pick and make a big hit or something to do that. So I probably won't win that one, but Boss Hog, I think that's the coolest award. Coach Mack always picks the guy with the most amount of knockdowns on the offensive line. That's kind of a pride thing for them. Whoever wins that's, has his chest out all week long. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. I'll go ahead and run the option, pitch it to him, and I'll go lead block for him.
Colt, you think expectations of this team should be higher?
Well, the thing for us is we're focused on ourselves. We know the opportunity that we have to be great, and we just have to keep doing that. And we have expectations for ourselves. They're always high. We want to win every game. That's our goal. So we just got to keep playing week by week.